trying to figure out how to make this. Ah! Okay. Luke chapter 6. And it happened in and it happened on a Sabbath that he went through grain fields, and his pupils were plucking the heads of grain and were eating, rubbing them into their hands. And some of the Perushim said to them, "Why are you doing what is not right to do on the Sabbath?" And Yahusha answered them and said, "Have you not read what David did when he was hungry, he and those who were with him, how he went into the house of Elohim and took and ate the shewbread, and also gave some to those who were with him? Is not right for any but the priest to eat?" Which is not right for any to eat but the priest to eat. And he said to them, "The son of Adam is master of the Sabbath, and it also came to be another Sabbath, that he entered into the congregation and taught. And there was a man whose right hand was withered, and the scribes and the Pharisees were watching him closely, whether he would heal on the Sabbath, for them to find an accusation against him. And he knew their thoughts, and said to the man who had the withered hand, "Rise and stand in the middle." And he rose up and stood. Then Yahusha said to them, "I ask you, is it right to do good on the Sabbath, or to do evil, and to save life, or to destroy it?" And looking around at them all, he said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." And he did so, and his hand was restored, sound as the other. But they were filled with outrage, and were speaking with one another what they should do to Yahusha. And in those yeomen or days, it came to be that he went out to the mountain to pray, and was spending the night.
Yep, I was right about the power cutting out.
Yeah, go ahead and flip it again.
Flip it how?
Over there at the box.
Which switch, though?
You can ask Zachariah, but I think it's I think it's on the bottom.
Where on the bottom?
You'll feel it when you run your fingers over it. It'll be out of joint.
What?
You're 20 years old. You can touch it.
There's numbers. Which number do I... There's numbers.
It's going to be a 20 or a 30 on the bottom.
No, I mean like these numbers.
Okay, go ask your brother.
These numbers.
Don't be afraid.
I'm going by the white numbers because those...
Just run your finger over the top and you'll feel one that's been pushed way down. And you just lift it all the way up and then back down. Okay, he spent the night. Where was I?
What are you talking about?
I think I've read far enough anyway. You hear that that is good to, it is good to do good on the
Also,
Sabbath.
why are some of these installed upside down? No.
It's an old house, baby.
Instead of, it says no instead of on.
God bless you, Ivan. Irving. That's an interesting name. You have a good name. Hi. I've seen part of that in a vision. God bless you. Whew, it is hot here in Texas today. It is extremely hot. Blowing breakers.
Which one?
Okay, so find the one. Is this one?
The one that turns on the trailer.
This one is this.
They're flipping breakers, trying to get the air conditioner back on.
Okay. Just
Make
tell,
sure none of the others.
just tell me the one far left is the one that goes to the trailer. That's all you need to say.
Well, that's something in Zach's department.
I didn't know. Off the top of my head.
Okay, let's see if we can find our place. I thought that they were going to continue and I wasn't going to be able to do anything, but let's see. Now the kids are meowing. Ah. It's hard to think in all this heat. It literally is. Okay, I think I found it. I'm probably going to copy a little bit, but I don't think so. Verse 5. And he said to them, the son of Adam is master of the Sabbath. And it also came to be on another Sabbath that he entered into the congregation and taught. And there was a man whose right hand was withered. Now, wait a second. He says that he is... So, the Son of Man, who is the Son of God also, Yahusha, is the master of the Sabbath. And you don't hear that every day, now do you? He's the master of the Sabbath. So a man whose right hand was withered, verse 7, and the scribes and the Perushim were watching him closely, whether he would heal on the Sabbath, for them to find an accusation against him. And he knew their thoughts, and said to the man who had the withered hand, rise and stand in the middle. And he rose up and stood. Then Yahusha said to them, I ask you, is it right to do good on the Sabbath, or to do evil, to save life, or destroy it? Okay, but the focus here we should be on is verse 5. Because Yahusha says to them, the son of Adam is master of the Sabbath. The Son of Man is master. Verse 10, and looking around at them all, he said to the man, stretch out your hand. And he did so, and the hand was restored sound as the other. But they were filled with outrage and were speaking with one another what they should do to Yahusha. And in those yeomen, or those days, yeomen, it came to be that he went out to the mountain to pray, and was spending the night, or the Layla, in prayer to Elohim. So even Yahusha prayed all night. That's another good thing to know. You know, he prayed all night. Even though he had such a mandate upon his life to save the whole world, he prayed all night. He went to the mountain and prayed all night. Verse 13. And when it became daylight, he called near his pupils and said from them, chose from them 12, whom he also named emissaries, or ambassadors, right? Let me catch this. Okay, we were at 13. And when it became daylight, he called near his pupils and chose from them 12, whom he also named emissaries. Simon, whom he also named Kepha, and his brother Andrea. Here it's Andri, like that, Andri, which is Andrew, right? Jacob, which is Jacob, and Yahukanan, which is John, and Philip, and Bartholomew, Matthias, Matthiyahu, which is Matthew, and Toma, which is Thomas, Jacob, the son of Alphae, and so there's Jacob, and Simon, the one called Ardent One. So 2 Simons and 2 Jacobs. This does not sound like the 12 that we would think of, right? So when he chose his emissaries, he chose them different. Or they've changed all their names. And because that's not the names that I remember. Yehuda, the son of Jacob, and Yehuda from Queroth, or Queroth. I'm not sure how to say that. Quer, pardon me, Querioth, who also became the betrayer. So that's what we call Judas. And coming down from with them, he stood and coming down with them, he stood on a level place with the crowds of his pupils and a great number of people from all Yehuda and Jerusalem, and from the coast country of Sor and Zion, who came to hear him and to be healed of their diseases. And those who were troubled with unclean ruachs, unclean spirits, and they were healed. And all the crowds were seeking to touch him, for power went out from him, and healing them all. You want to know how the spirit or the ruach is fixing to work? Here we go. And he lifted up his eyes toward his pupils and said, Blessed are the poor, because yours is the reign of Yahuwah. Blessed are you who hunger now, because who hunger now. In other words, you're not. I heard a sermon about it. It said the name of the book was Famous in Hell or Famous in Heaven. So this is now on earth, we are walking through the valley of the shadow of death. So if you're famous now, that's bad, because you want to be famous in heaven, okay? Not famous in hell. So he says in verse 21, Blessed are you who hunger now, because you shall be satisfied. Blessed are you who weep now, because you shall laugh. And blessed, so that just tells you, do you have the favor of heaven or the favor of hell? You don't want the favor of hell. Blessed are you when men shall hate you, and when they shall cut you off, and name as wicked for the sake of the son of Adam. Rejoice. So cutting you off is probably to kill you, right? Or to persecute you in some way. Or like sometimes on the live, some people will say ugly things in the live, right? For the sake of the son of Adam, or Adam. Rejoice in that day, and leap for joy. So what are we supposed to be doing right now? Is rejoicing and leaping for joy that my air conditioner will not run. For look, your reward is great in heaven, for that is how their fathers treated the prophets. So you know that you have favor and you are famous in heaven if you are being treated badly on earth, because that is how they treated the prophets. But woe to you who are rich, because you have received your comfort. I met a girl today who was acknowledging that she was a granddaughter of a 32. And she thought she had favor because of it. And I wanted to tell her, I wanted to expose it, but what the Spirit or the Ruach HaKodesh allowed me to say is from this day on, your eyes will be opened. But what she said before she was talking about the 32s, she said that that her car parts, all her car parts had been taken until it wouldn't run, and then her car was taken and junked, and she was having to pay her neighbor who had done all this stuff to her for a ride. And then today she decided she would not pay her for a ride and that she would walk. And then I picked her up, and I knew, I watched, and I could see what spirit was active in her. And I knew I was not fixing to witness to someone who had arrived, but someone who is very much in captivity. And I wanted to say, how great is that favor? What's that favor doing for you right now? I wanted to say, where is your God? Has he gone to the bathroom? I did not. I just said, from this point on, your eyes will be open. You will understand and know what you see and hear. You will have discernment. My God. People, wake up. Wake up. Verse 25. Verse 25. Woe to you who have been filled, because you shall hunger. And woe to you who are laughing. Laughing now, because you shall mourn and weep. Woe to you, for you who are very much awake. If you're like me, you're very much awake, you are in mourning for the lost. So blessed for you who mourn now, right? If you can laugh to see people go to hell, then you're going to mourn and weep with those in hell. That's what it's saying here. Woe to you when all men speak well of you. Woe to you when all men speak well of you. For thus their fathers did. So the grandfather of this woman, thus the grandfather did to the false prophets. Verse 27. But I say to you who are hearing. So who of you are awake and are hearing? Love your enemies and do good to those hating you. Bless those cursing you and pray for those insulting you. I'm going to say that again. Love your enemies and do good to those hating you. Bless those cursing you, and pray for those insulting you. Heavenly Father, in the name of Yahusha, your Son, I come to you and I pray not for all of the people who've been hoodwinked, who've become part of the Freemasons and the Illuminati, who have the favor of this earth and this kingdom that is falling away, those that have the favor of Babylon. I pray for them now, that their soul may be saved. In the mighty name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Verse 29. And to him who hits you on one cheek, offer the other also. And from him who takes away your outer garments, do not withstand the inner garments either. So if somebody takes your coat, give them your cloak. My inner garments are my underwear. So. Can you just imagine somebody grabbing your shirt off of you and you go, oh, here's my bra too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go there. I'm sorry. Ooh. Y'all. Verse 30. And give to everyone who asks of you. Now this is a big one. Give to everyone who asks of you. I've had some people tell me they didn't have water, and I would go and buy water for them. From him who takes away what is yours, do not ask it back. As you wish men should do to you, you also do to them in the same way. In other words, if you want them to act ugly, then if you want them to act nice to you and to help you, then that's what you better be doing right now, because it's going to be meted back to you in the same measure that it was meted back out to others, okay? And if you love those loving you, what favor have you? For sinners do too. For sinners too love those loving them. And if you do good to those doing good to you, what favor have you? For even sinners do the same. And if you lend to those from whom you expect to receive back, what favor have you? For even sinners lend to sinners to receive as much back. Rather, love your enemies and do good and lend, expecting none in return. And your reward shall be great, and you shall be sons of the Most High, because he is kind to the thankless and wicked ones. He is kind to the thankless and the wicked ones. Therefore, be compassionate to your father. Pardon me. Be compassionate as your Father, because we're the emissaries here on the earth. Be compassionate. And do not judge, and you shall not be judged at all. So that's what he's saying. If you don't judge, then you won't be judged in the day of judgment, right? Condemn not, and you shall not be condemned. That means when you see someone that's in the pit of hell, walking around on earth, you better help them. Forgive, and you shall be forgiven. Give, and it shall be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, and shaken together, and running over, shall be put into your lap. For with the same measure that with which you measure, it shall be measured back to you. And he spoke a parable to them. Is a blind able to lead a blind? Shall they both fall into the pit? Now, we've read that as a statement, and it's a question mark there in this refurbished Bible that comes back from the Hebrew. In other words, when you see someone who is blind to Yahuwah, lead him. Lead him beside the still waters. Or her. A pupil is not above his teacher, but everyone perfected shall be like his teacher. Everyone perfected shall be like who? The Mashiach, the Messiah. And why do you see the speck in your brother's eye, but you are not aware of the log in your own eye? Or how are you able to say to your brother, let me take out the speck that is in your eye, not seeing the log in your own eye? Hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, and then you shall see clearly to take out the speck that is in your brother's eye. For a good tree does not yield rotten fruit, nor does a rotten tree yield good fruit. For each tree is identified by its own fruit. For they do not gather figs from thorns, nor do they gather grapes from bramble bush. The good man brings forth what is good out of the good treasure of his heart, and the wicked man brings forth what is wicked out of the wicked treasure of his heart. For out of the overflow of the heart his mouth speaks. But why do you call me Master, Master, and you do not do what I say? Now there you go. If you want to know if you're a sheep of Mashiach, right there. You will do what he says. Everyone who is coming to me and is hearing me, my words, and is doing them, I shall show you whom he is like. He is like a man building a house who dug deep and laid a foundation on the rock. And when the floods come, the streams burst against the house, but was unable to shake it, for it was founded on the rock. Are you founded on the rock? But the one hearing and not doing, hearing and not doing, is like a man who built a house on the arets without a foundation, against which the stream burst, and immediately it fell. So if you're a hearer of the word and you're not a doer, you are not built on the rock. You have to obey. If you refuse to obey, you're not built on the rock. Christ, Messiah, preferably, right? Immediately it fell. There's been a lot of waters that have come up on the earth lately, both in the frozen form and in the water form, and even in the fog form. The ruin of that house was great. And yes, those cities have really, really, really been bad off. God bless you for the reading of the word. I hope you were a hearer, because hearers do. Amen. Oh, go to Sunday school this Sabbath. Okay, there's 2 Sabbaths, one on Saturday, which is your normal Sabbath, but this Sabbath is Shavuot, the day of Pentecost. Don't just go anywhere. It needs to be not a demonic place, but a place where you know that you're at the secret place. If you can consider that place a secret place of the Most High, a house of prayer, then go. If you've seen it in visions that you're to be there on a certain day when the skies are rolled back, then go. Otherwise, if you do not know if the place that you are worshiping is a set apart place where there is no witchcraft being spoken behind doors or openly, then it is better that you find a place on the mountain to pray, or in your closet to pray. But do not miss this appointment. There is a very, very important appointment this Sunday. Pentecost, Shavuot. God bless you. I'm going to share this one more time before I go off.